A dangerous virus is rapidly spreading worldwide, with cases already reported in 116 countries. The World Health Organization, WHO, has issued an alert warning that if this virus isn't controlled soon, it could become the next major pandemic. Just last week, on August 14th, WHO Director Dr. Tedros announced that a deadly virus called Mpox, which was previously affecting only one African country, has now become a global threat. This deadly Mpox virus, whose weaker variant tried to spread globally in 2022, has recently emerged with a new, more powerful strain. Within months, it has spread from the Democratic Republic of Congo in Central Africa to 12 African countries. Europe, including Sweden, Saudi Arabia, and even the Philippines in East Asia. To understand the concept of a virus's tipping point, it's important to note that a virus typically incubates in the human body for 2 to 3 years, mutating to form a structure that can bypass immune systems and infect large populations. After this incubation period, a dangerous variant can emerge that rapidly spreads, leading to mass fatalities. 2 years ago in 2022, a less severe outbreak of Mpox affected 100,000 people globally, giving the virus ample time to incubate. Now, the current variant is significantly stronger. Could this virus have reached its tipping point, similar to what happened with COVID-19 in March 2020? Could it lead to another global pandemic, forcing us into lockdown again? How did this virus, initially confined to one African country, suddenly spread worldwide? Today, I will answer all these questions in simple language. So, let's begin. Back in 1958, Danish scientists imported some macaque monkeys from Singapore to test their polio vaccine. Upon arrival in Denmark, one of these monkeys showed severe viral infection symptoms, such as high fever, muscle pain, and skin lesions. Tests revealed that this monkey was infected with a new, unique type of pox virus, which was then named Mpox, or monkeypox, as it was first identified in a monkey. But how did it jump from monkeys to humans? And why has it become so dangerous nearly 7 decades later? The first human victim of Mpox was a 9-year-old boy from the Democratic Republic of Congo, whose tribe had close contact with infected monkeys. The boy's body became an experimental lab for the virus, mutating to infect humans. One of these mutations proved fatal for the boy. Mpox has evolved into 2 major groups: Clade 1, Congo Basin clade, primarily concentrated in the DRC, and Clade 2, West African clade. Before we proceed, I have a question for you. Which one do you think is more dangerous at the moment? Here's a hint. I have a list of Mpox outbreaks from the 1970s to today. You might think Clade 1 is more dangerous because there are more outbreaks listed. But actually, you would be wrong. Firstly, Clade 1 has always been more dangerous. For example, Clade 1 shows more severe symptoms. Clade 2 exhibits milder symptoms, allowing infected individuals to cross borders undetected and spread to more countries. However, the fact that Clade 2 spreads to more countries does not necessarily make it more dangerous. Clade 2 is generally considered more dangerous, but over the decades, our immune system has adapted to fight it due to continuous exposure. However, Clade 1 remains a novel virus for most countries outside the DRC, meaning our immune systems are not yet equipped to combat it effectively. The percentage of infected people who die is higher for Clade 1 compared to Clade 2. The problem is that the current 2024 Mpox variant spreading globally is Clade 1. This strain is gradually making its way across Africa, Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. If this virus begins to infect diverse ethnic groups, it could mutate and adapt within their bodies, creating even more dangerous population-specific variations. Similar to what happened with African tribes in the 1970s, our large population could become moving laboratories for the virus, potentially turning into factories supplying the deadly Clade 1 Mpox virus globally. It doesn't take much for the virus to spread. If a person or animal infected with Mpox has lesions on their skin or touches an object, and then you touch that person, animal, or object, you could become infected. According to data, the category of viruses Mpox belongs to, genus Orthopoxvirus, can survive for more than 15 days on surfaces like closed tables or glass, especially in dark, cool, low-humidity environments. If an infected person sat on a train seat 10 days ago, and the virus stayed on that seat even after that person leaves, the virus could still infect others. So how would you know if you or someone else has been infected? As I mentioned, there are 2 strains of the Mpox virus, Clade 1 and Clade 2. The good news is that their symptoms are almost the same, but clade 1 symptoms are usually more severe and deadly compared to clade 2. In both cases, from the moment of exposure to the virus to a full-blown infection, your body goes through 3 major stages. Stages of Mpox infection. 1. Incubation period. During this stage, the virus enters your body, adapts, and tries to multiply. This period generally lasts 1 or always 2 weeks, and during this time, no symptoms appear. This means the virus could already be in your body without you knowing. 2. Prodrome stage. This is a dangerous stage where you start showing early symptoms of Mpox, such as fever, fatigue, weakness, headache, throat swelling, and cough, common in many viral infections. However, a unique symptom of Mpox that doesn't appear in other viral infections is lymphadenopathy, or simply swollen lymph nodes. For instance, when we get mouth ulcers, a painful lump-like structure forms under the lower jaw, which are the lymph nodes. These are like small local police stations spread throughout our body. So if you have a severe viral fever, feel fatigued along with shivers, and a lump has formed near your throat, you most likely have been infected with the Mpox virus and should see a doctor immediately. 3. Rash stage. In this stage, the virus becomes fully active and starts affecting epithelial cells, such as skin cells. You will notice dry, flat lesions on your skin, called macules, which then swell to become papules. Afterward, fluid fills these lesions, known as vesicles, and pain begins, turning them into pustules. All these stages progress within 1 to 2 weeks, and by then, you become capable of spreading Mpox throughout your community. If someone shows symptoms of Mpox, maintain personal hygiene. Regularly sanitize objects around you that people frequently touch. Avoid close contact. Avoid close contact or intimacy with anyone showing symptoms, even if they are your family members. Stay away from animals. Avoid touching stray animals to prevent the virus from spreading through them. Isolation. If you contract Mpox, immediately isolate yourself and avoid social contact until all rashes dry out and new healthy skin develops. This prevents spreading the virus to others. Use protection during sexual activity. Remember, negligence can be the biggest enemy in this infection, so it's important to strictly follow isolation protocols. If not for yourself, then at least for your loved ones. Finally, during our research, I discovered a shocking and painful fact. There is a powerful vaccine available for Mpox called MVA-BN. However, similar to COVID, during the 2022 Mpox outbreak, the USA held massive vaccines doses while only about 32,000 cases were registered there. It's ironic because the USA, being a major financial supporter, should have allocated funds or vaccines to help Africa with rising cases. Instead, they have held the vaccines while those in need are left waiting. Recently, the European Commission's Health Emergency Preparedness and Response Authority, HERA, and a pharmaceutical company, Bavarian Nordic, are set to donate about 215,000 doses to Africa. This is an initiative that the USA and others should have undertaken earlier. However, Africa's problems are not just limited to West Africa. The ultimate issue is that arranging vaccines for your own country doesn't solve the problem if the root cause of the disease isn't addressed. It's like treating a fever without curing cancer. The root of the problem is still present. Africa is the main battleground, and controlling the disease there should be a top priority for all countries. After all, what's the point of fixing leaks if the main source isn't addressed? Finally, friends, we all need to stay prepared with proper civic sense and fulfill our duties as good citizens to limit the spread of this virus as much as possible. Every life saved counts. So please share this video with your friends and family to raise awareness. Thanks for watching. Take care, stay fit, and stay healthy.